Yo, 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 top of the top of the evening. Um, Whoever catches the replay of this, I'm here with my main man's Rail Talk to just really get his point of view on what transpired last night. Now, were you able to watch the whole card?
Yeah, I did see the whole card. I seen Elvis Rodriguez.
Okay.
I
So
seen
I
him.
have a question for you on the first fight. I have a question for you. Do you think Elvis Rodriguez, the Dominican cat, do you think he needs a new coach?
Uh, I could see where that could be a question. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like he clearly got a lot of skills. You know what I'm saying? And he really has that package when you talk about power and speed and you know what I'm saying, like athleticism. He has the package, but you also look at him and see that he has he has areas he needs to work on as far as defense because he was getting hit a lot. So it's like I'm not sure if that's like me personally. That was my first fight actually seeing the fight, so I don't know if that's a recurring thing that always happens in his fights, or you know what I'm saying. So it's kind of hard for me to say, but if that's something that always happens, like you know what I'm saying, he just relies on the knockout and really doesn't really care too much about defense, then yeah, I would suggest him get a new trainer because that right there would have him on a different level. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you give him great defense along with the offensive skill set I seen, then shit, he'd be a problem. I mean, he already looked like a problem, but in that case, he'd be even more difficult to deal with.
Well, here's the thing for me. The thing is that he's with Freddie Roach. So it's like, okay, we know how Freddie Roach is, you know, um, Mr. Block Shot through your head, first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I think he needs a coach that can give him that risk. And I think the coach who can do that is Ismael Salas. You know, I think he could really get with him. I think that would be his best bet, as a matter of fact. But I think the thing is with him is he's kind of stuck on that Manny Pacquiao hero thing because he likes Manny Pacquiao a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So him working with his former coach is like, you know what I mean? It's like like I guess you can say that's like he feels like he's walking in his shoes, but you know he should like carve out his own shoes and like
Mm-hmm.
know that like if he does get with like an Ishmael Salas or something, that thing's gonna like change his whole game because he's not gonna be getting hit a lot, you know, with the Ishmael Salas. Now, you know, granted, Ishmael Salas had Thomas Delorme, but there was nothing Thomas. You can't train for Joran Ennis, so that's the only exception. You know what I mean? You can't really train
Yeah.
for a Joran Ennis, so I don't really count that fight. You know what I mean? I really don't count that fight. I'm pretty sure Ishmael Salas even knew what was to come. He just wanted a payday, you know. Um, but I mean, what do you think of the second fight? It had Vargas and that other guy who block shots with his head.
Yeah, that was that second fight with to Vargas. That was a cakewalk. But I will say this: what's his name? Don't got no damn pop in his punches. He don't got no power. Vargas.
Nah, he don't, because he wasn't able to keep that dude off of him at all.
Hell
Like
no.
it seemed like he
He
couldn't
was
even
touching
keep
him with
him
some
off of
shit.
him. Yeah, it seemed like he couldn't even keep that dude off of him for some reason. You know,
Hmm.
that's the thing. And that dude was just coming forward. You know, blocking shots with his head and still like coming forward. Still though. Now, what did you think of the Durrell knockout? It was like a looping uppercut. What do you think of
Yeah,
that
that
thing?
shit was nasty. That right there was nasty. That was whoo shit.
What do you?
That was perfectly timed.
Hmm.
Mm. That was nice. That was nice. I fuck with that.
Now, what do you think about him saying he wants a Canelo fight now?
Canelo would knock his ass smooth the fuck out.
Yeah, he would. He would knock him out.
Canelo would knock
Yeah,
him smooth the fuck out.
yeah,
We
he
not even
would.
gonna entertain that. Like,
Yeah, he would. Yeah,
ain't no
Canelo
way,
would
and
knock.
ain't no way in hell he'd get a fight with Canelo before Benavidez does.
Well, I don't know if Canelo will fight Benavidez though. That's the thing.
I mean,
Like, I'm
shit, he
still
might not
having
have no choice.
I'm still having my doubt. Well, you know how boxing works, bro, because you can fight like let's say you fight like three title eliminators and you still may not get a title shot, man. That's how it is, unfortunately. You got guys who will fight like two title eliminators and they ain't even getting a box. They ain't even getting a title shot, you
Yeah,
know?
that's true. That is true.
Yeah, so they may
That's true.
move no, what may happen is they may move the goalpost back. If Benavidez fights the title eliminator, they'll be like, okay, you have to fight another title eliminator. Then they'll be like, okay, you got to fight another one. Um, then then you'll get your shot with Canelo. You know, they may do that, man.
Hmm.
They always do crap like that, man.
I could see that. I could definitely see it.
You know what I can see though? I can see Canelo fighting Charlo because I know how the way Canelo works is that if you look vulnerable in your last fight, he's like, okay, I got him now. But if you look
Hmm.
unstoppable in your last fight,
He
it's like,
not fucking with you.
yeah, I'm not gonna mess with you because when you look at Daniel Jacobs, right, his last two fights before Canelo, the Selecki fight and the Derevyanchenko fight, he didn't look all that great in those fights. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And so Canelo hopped right on it. He's like, okay, this is easy pickings, you know.
Yeah, let me
Um,
get this while the getting's good with him.
yeah, and then you look at Callum Smith. Callum Smith, when Canelo fought him, many people thought he lost his last fight against John Ryder. You know, many people thought that Canelo lost that fight, or Callum Smith lost that fight. So Canelo saw vulnerability. He hopped right on it. Then
Hmm.
you look at Billy Joe Saunders. I mean, Billy Joe Saunders has been looking like shit since he fought. Who did he fight?
Lemieux.
Yeah, ever since he fought Lemieux, like I mean, he boxed circles around Lemieux, of course, but after that fight, he looked like shit in all of the rest of his fights, you know.
Hmm.
And so that's why Canelo was like, easy, you know, easy,
Yeah, I
easy.
mean, you ain't lying.
Now, now let's get to the main course. I mean, what did you think of the main event? Like, what did you think? Like, what was going through your head watching it pay play by play? What were you thinking?
Man, I was just wishing Caleb would have sat down on his punches a little more. Like, he wasn't sitting down on none of that shit. And I knew that shit was gonna, come back to bite him in his ass. And then on top of that, when I seen he started to gas out, I was like, this the wrong time to be doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I just, that was just fucked up. Like, it was just like one of them things. Like, damn, man, like he just had to gas out. Like, he just had to gas out.
Yeah,
That
you
shit,
know,
that was just, man, it was
yeah,
just unfortunate.
yeah, it was unfortunate. Um, the thing is that what people don't understand is that when Floyd fought Canelo, Floyd was actually sitting down on shit. That's why Canelo kind of like was hesitant in like engaging him. And even when Canelo attacked in flurries, um, he was countered and he was still hit very kind of hard. Like what I noticed about this fight is Caleb Plant, unfortunately, he um every time he threw something at Canelo, Canelo ate those things like candy bars, really. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, like when you look at him, he was just eating shots. Like I it was just kind of like the Terminator almost. Like it was
Yeah,
kind of like
he was just
yeah,
constantly walking me down.
it was kind of like the Terminator. Canelo was eating shots. The speed was there, but it's just like, I mean, it didn't bother Canelo. The thing that frustrated Canelo was the damn movement.
Yeah,
The
the
damn,
lateral movement and the
yeah,
resetting and all that. That was all. That's all it was.
yeah. But the thing is, Caleb Plant, the thing is, you're not going to win a Canelo fight like that with those
Nah,
horrendous scorecards. Damn those scorecards. I was like, Lord have mercy, man. This dude was down 3 rounds before the fight even started.
mm-hmm. That shit. That you can't. Yeah, I mean, you can't put yourself at a disadvantage like that. You
And
gotta put.
an-
You gotta give yourself every chance to win.
you do, because listen, man, especially versus Canelo, you're not going to be able, that's not going to do it. That's not going to do it, unfortunately. What Caleb Plant did last night was not going to do it. You would have to like really bite down on some shit and really take it to him. You know what I mean? You can't just like, I mean, I hate to say it, but outboxing Canelo is not going to win you the fight. You
Mm-mm.
know, the thing is with the Floyd fight, although Floyd did walk Canelo down in certain parts of that fight, the judge still had it a tie. So
Mm-hmm.
this just goes to tell you, you have to do a lot more than if you're fighting someone regular.
Yeah, like you had you in there against the judges and the fighter.
And not only the fighter, but the quote unquote face of boxing. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Now, if Caleb Plant, okay, let's say hypothetically speaking, let's say if Caleb Plant was in there with Benavidez, he would probably be up on the scorecards. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
they would have him up on the scorecards probably. But the fact of the matter is, he's in there with the head honcho, so of course they're gonna have him down on the scorecards.
Exactly. Like you said, he's in there with the head honcho.
It's easier said than done, but when Canelo was going with the high guard, sneaking in, that's your time to do the body work. I mean, it's cool to be jabbing and stuff like that, but I mean, that's the body work time. That's how you slow down the gas tank. You slow down the gas tank by going to that body. And the thing is, I noticed about the fight is Canelo was in the high guard a lot. So, man, redden up his ribs, man. Turn that shit into some barbecue, man. Cook his ribs. Now, the question,
Don't
wouldn't
respect
you
it too
agree he
much.
was head hunting? Wouldn't you agree he was head hunting a lot the fight?
Yeah, I could see
You,
that.
you, yeah, man. That's the thing. He was head hunting a lot.
It's just like you. Oh man, it's at certain points I just feel like he had a fucked up. Like I, for some part of me feels like he didn't like he skipped part of the game plan.
What part of the game do you think he skipped?
The biting down and sitting down on some of his punches part. Like I feel like he wanted to do that. He wanted to sit down and bite down on some of them punches. But I don't. I mean, might have been the power, but
Yeah,
he
it
was
could have
in,
been
you
the
know what I'm
power.
saying?
It could have been the power. It could have been something else. But at the same time, like you kind of have to like, be in the field, you know, um, and just do what you can. You know what I noticed though, and many people will disagree with me, but I mean, really, Canelo is really just like has one type of style of fighting, and that's just to come forward, and let his shit off. You know, now
Yeah,
sure, he slips some punches here and there, and you know what I mean. But when you really think about it, like he doesn't he doesn't turn his defense into offense like a James Toney, like a who else? Like a Floyd Mayweather, like how Caleb Plant was doing with his Philly shell check hook sometimes here and there, but that's still not enough. Like at Landy Lara, what they do with their defense is they turn it into high power offense. You know what I mean? Whereas
hmm
with Canelo's defense, all he doing is like slipping punches, like resetting. You know what I
hmm
mean? So
yeah, that's
like
what
that's
he
the
doing.
difference. Yeah, like he just comes forward really and just like moves his head. Like that's pretty much his style. Cause I didn't really see him fight. I mean, let me ask you this. Did you really see him even fight behind the jab?
Hell no. He really just he almost borderline fight like a weight bully.
Yeah, bro. I didn't
Like
even
he
really see him
borderline fight like
establish a jab.
yeah, bro. All you seen him do is walk forward.
And the thing is when he walked forward, he throw the hooks to the body. Like that's the thing.
Yeah, that shit was crazy to see, like for real. Cause it's like, damn, like you would have thought at some point they would have told themselves, like, man, we're gonna have to bite down on something. We're gonna have to sit on
Yeah,
some of these punches.
right,
Like we gotta
right.
bite down. And I mean, he said that his trainer said that, but that's why
You know,
that's why I say he didn't stick to some of the game plan.
yeah, I would have, man, it's easier said than done, but I would have had to say, listen, man, you're bigger, you're taller, impose yourself on that fool, man. Even if it means like using your body weight against that man, like how Tyson Fury was doing against Deontay Wilder. I
Mm-hmm.
would have said that. I would have said, tire that nigga out. Lean against him. You're bigger than him, taller than him. Lean against that fool. Tire him out, and get your shit off.
But he didn't
Because he
want to do that.
obviously wanted to play dirty too. Like, so you gotta play dirty back too. You gotta be a dog too, you
Yeah, bro,
know?
you can't just let it be one sided with the dirty tactics.
Facts. Fact.
You gotta
I
fight. You
mean,
gotta fight fire with fire.
you do. Now, be it that he did his European tour, because, at the end of the day, I'm going to respect him and I'm going to say, yes, he's pound for pound number one, but I'm just going to like keep it a buck. He did his European tour to get there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When he could have did it at 160, but we knew there were certain individuals down there that he, you know, didn't want no parts of. But
Mm-hmm.
who do you see what fighters, what active fighters do you see giving Canelo, like actually beating Canelo?
Benavidez, um, Benavidez, somebody like, I mean, Benavidez for sure. Andre Ward if he come back.
Right.
Um, who else? Who else? I want to say David Morrell, but I haven't seen enough of him. Like you know what I'm saying. But shit,
Yeah.
I'm sure. Like you know what I'm saying. Anybody that could box and got power, but you can't. You know what I'm saying. You can't just half-ass box. Like you got to really have good defense as far as boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Right.
You can't be a
right,
good offensive boxer who takes punches. Like, now you got to be
right,
somebody
right,
who's defensively
right,
sound.
right, right, right. Now I'm gonna sound far fetched, but I got a couple of guys. Um, I got Boo Boo Andre beating Canelo just
Oh
because
yeah, hell for sure.
he can fight in different ways. That's the whole thing. Like he doesn't just fight in one certain way. He can fight in like many different ways. So he can fight behind the jab, or he can fight like awkward and throw like these looping shots. And I don't think anybody's thrown looping shots against Canelo, and that would be an issue for him. David Benavidez, I would say that he has a good chance too. Um, he's just a big super middleweight. That's the thing. He can fight at light heavy if he really wants to. He's
Yeah,
just
bro.
big.
That's what I'm. And he hella
He
quick for his size,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, he's quick, but he's big, so he has a good chance at beating Canelo. Um, at light heavyweight, I want to say Bivol, but the thing is, the problem with Bivol is such a good boxer, and boxing Canelo won't be enough. Like outboxing him won't be enough. So I don't know if it's gonna go in his favor if he were to go in there and just box circles around Canelo, which I think he can, but it's just I don't think the judges will acknowledge it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they wouldn't give him that.
Yeah. Now, do you think Baturbiev would pose a threat with his power against Canelo, or what do you think about that?
I could see that definitely.
The
Definitely
only
could see that
issue is
power.
maybe he may take some shit, That's the only issue because I don't know, like when he fought Vostick, he did show some boxing skills, but he would have to have a little bit more boxing skills to like mess with Canelo, basically, you know. And I don't know
Hmm.
how fast he is. Would he be fast enough to you know, present Canelo with those issues? You know what I mean? That's the only thing I would worry about, really.
Yeah,
Um, um,
that speed
you know,
would be a determining factor for sure.
yeah. I'm gonna say two more. I know you're gonna say, man, you tripping. But I am going to say David Morrell. And the only reason why I'm going to say David Morrell is for the simple fact that with his Cuban background, with that Cuban pedigree, having all those amateur fights, he's seen a style like Canelo before. And usually Cubans train for that kind of style. Because like when they're coming forward, they're just getting their shit off, using footwork to get out the way, but they're still like punishing them. And many people will accuse Cubans of not having pop, but when Erislandy Lars sits down on punches, that nigga's breaking orbital bones. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it's the same thing with David Morrell. He's breaking necks and stuff like that. When he sits down on shit. So it's not a matter of like with the Cubans, it's a matter of how they punch more so than how hard they punch. It's just how they punch that makes them able to like break bones and shit, you know.
yes. I feel like if you could box your ass off and you got some power,
Hmm.
you can get you can get winning,
Yeah,
especially if
you
you're
can be a
bigger.
winner. Yeah, if you're bigger and taller, you can do it. The thing is, it's like most of the guys who Canelo fought, although some were bigger, taller, they weren't really good boxers. Calvin Smith can't box for shit. He just comes forward,
At
you know what I
all.
mean? Yeah. He couldn't box for shit. So that's why Canelo won that fight pretty easily, you know. Um, I didn't even
That was
watch that fight.
savage.
Yeah, I didn't even watch that fight to be honest with you, man. I didn't even like really tune into that fight, bro. I really didn't tune into that one. Um,
Which one was
I
that?
Calvin Smith and Canelo.
Yeah, I ain't really watched that one either. Like I did
Yeah,
a little bit, but
Hmm.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
Yeah, it just wasn't worth it. It
He
just wasn't
wasn't
worth
doing shit.
watching. Yeah, he wasn't doing nothing. Callum Smith wasn't doing nothing. He was just using a damn high guard the whole time,
He getting
you
walked
know,
down.
and then got walked down. Um, Now there is someone else, and I know you think I know you're gonna think this is far fetched and tripping, but Jaron Ennis is stopping light heavyweights in sparring, so he is more skillful than Canelo. So if he were to go up to 168 and he's already a big welterweight as it is, I know it sounds crazy, but with his speed and with his footwork and with his agility and his power, Canelo, I don't know what Canelo could possibly do because Jaron Ennis trains for fighters like that who just come forward, come forward, come forward. You know,
Yeah.
and and Canelo definitely ain't gonna outbox a Boost Ennis. You know, like
Hell
that's the
no.
thing. So I give him a long shot. I give him a what do they call it? I give him I say he's the Joker card in the deck. You know,
Hmm.
I I
Yeah,
that's what I
I
say
could definitely see Ennis getting with him.
because it's just like let me ask you this question. Do you really look at Canelo as like a real like skilled boxer? And what I mean by skilled
Mm-mm,
boxer,
mm-mm,
yeah, see,
not at all.
see, see, see.
I look at
Do
him
you
like,
think do now let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this. Do you look at Canelo and say that since the Floyd fight, and I'm just talking about the boxing. I'm not talking about the come forward aspect or anything like that. Do you
uh,
do you feel that he became a better boxer, just strictly boxing?
I feel like he he at times he shows good boxing head movement and things like that. Like it's little things he does. Like you know what I'm saying. Like he has slipped the jab and move forward. You know what I'm saying. Like it's little shit like that that I look at and be like, he does things pretty cool boxing. But I just don't look at him as a better boxer than natural boxers.
Right, right, right. And that's the same thing I say.
Like you could tell
I,
he didn't have like an extensive amateur background.
right, right, because he was pro at 15. You know, he turned
Hmm.
pro at 15. So yeah, he didn't really have a like an extensive amateur background. And I don't know how Eddie Reynoso coaches, but it's like you know, I don't know if he really deals with like the footwork aspect, you know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
Because all of his fighters, like when you look at it, Oscar Valdez, he was getting like the Brazilian cat was boxing circles around him. Um, you look at Ryan Garcia, and you know he got caught by Luke Campbell. You know, so
Hmm.
it's like I don't know if they teach footwork in that thing. And then you look at Andy Ruiz, and the only thing he has is just fast hands, and he throws a lot of punches. You know, but in terms of footwork, I mean, we saw what happened in the Anthony Joshua rematch. Anthony Joshua boxed circles around him,
Yeah.
and Andrew Ruiz said he was running. You know, there's an actual interview where Andrew Ruiz said, "Oh, he didn't want to engage with me. He was running." You know,
Nah, motherfucker, I was boxing.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I
That-
was boxing.
said he was running. Said he was running away. I'm like, okay, well,
What's wrong?
I guess boxing is running away then.
Yeah, you
Now
motherfuckers will say anything when the motherfucker doing something y'all can't figure out.
that you can't do, that you can't do. And now there were a couple of things that transpired at the press conference or at the fight. There were a couple of things that transpired. I don't know if you saw the clip, but what do you think of the Charlo twins getting G checked by Jared Hurd?
Yeah, that shit was funny. I ain't gonna lie. That shit was funny.
You know how it started, right?
Because what now, how I was just gonna say, how did that shit even start?
Okay, so I think Jared Hurd was there with a girl. Yeah, I think Jamel disrespected the girl, and then
Hmm.
Jamal decided to step in and get involved. Jermel said to Jared Hurd in his usual crackhead way, "I'll kill you and I'll kill your bitch." So Jared Hurd he pushes Jamal Charlo and then slaps Jamel Charlo. So the thing is about the Charlo sisters is they have this rah-rah energy for certain individuals, but Jamel let this nigga slap him.
Yeah, that shit funny to me.
You didn't hear the slap, but it wasn't like a victory slap. You know what I mean? Like when the late great homie did it at the award show where you heard that shit.
Yeah, when he
you
smacked the shit out of him.
yeah, you heard that shit. But it wasn't one of those, but it was enough to make Jamel Charlo and Jamal Charlo like basically like yell and scream but still not do anything, you know.
Mm. Yeah, that shit's weird to me. Like how they be, like you say, have certain energy for certain individuals.
Yeah, it's like when they have these Twitter wars and stuff like that, they have this energy for certain people, but then like, you know, other people it's like they're like they get cold feet basically, you know,
Yeah,
for
that's
other
that fake ass shit. That's the
yeah,
definition of not keeping that same energy.
yeah, exactly. That's pretty much it. Um now there's some other stuff and I don't know why he would do this. But what do you think of Tiafimo, or I should say Diva female Lopez taking his belts to the fight and claiming that he's undisputed and taking a picture with Canelo? Like, what type of nigga takes his belts to another nigga's fights?
Yeah, that's wild.
That was the
That's
dumbest
weird.
thing ever. And trip out on this. Josh Taylor fires back and says, "With your WBC Mickey Mouse belt." Because Tiafimo is a clown, bro. Like why? Like certain things I don't understand why he does them. Like who brings their belts to another fighter's fight?
Yeah, that's weird.
And he's still trying to fight Josh Taylor at a damn catchweight for his belt.
What weight do we want to fight him at?
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's only 5 extra pounds. So why are you trying to fight at a damn catchweight?
Yeah, that don't make no sense.
And he's trying to fight for titles at the damn catchweight. It's like, give me a break, man.
Sounds like
Um,
somebody's pussy.
because if you're trying to be undisputed, you know that Devin Haney has the damn last Infinity Stone. You're fighting on the zone right now against Cambosis because your whole Triller thing backfired on you. You know what I mean? That's what happened. The Triller backfired because you were looking for Boku money, and it turns out you're not as hot as you think you are, you know? So my thing is you're fighting on the zone already. Eddie Hearn picks up this fight. So what's the problem with you not fighting Devin Haney on the zone? What's the issue?
Yeah, that I would never consider what's the name uh undisputed.
Teofimo Lopez?
Never, never. Just
Yeah,
for the
I
simple
mean,
fact he sat there and said he'd fight Devin Haney next just to go fucking fight Cambosis. Like, you'll never get that nod from me.
well, the thing is this. Since he's not going after the last Infinity Stone, I'm not going to call him undisputed. I'm going to call him a clown still. Okay, because he's doing some clown ass shit. That's just the bottom line. So until he decides, okay, I want to step up and try to get this Infinity Stone, then then so be it. But until then, man, it's like chill the hell out and shut up sometimes, man. For real.
Really.
Now, there was some other news.
Just fight the motherfucker. How about that?
Yeah, exactly. Shit, instead of just talking. But the thing is, Devin Haney G checked him twice, so that's why he has that. That's why he has that energy, and I think that in energy would translate in the ring. That Devin Haney G checked him because the thing is, there's certain fighters like when they get G checked outside of the ring, it translates inside the ring, and they just end up getting their ass beat. You know, and I think that would happen with Tiafimo as well.
He'll let it get the best of him.
Yeah, yeah, because I mean, when I look at the energy of Devin Haney versus the energy of Tiafimo, it's like you can clearly see that one is clearly like with the shits, and you can clearly see that one is just in the moment, basically.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Now, what do you think of Virgil Ortiz deciding that he wants to go to train and be under Eddie Reynoso?
Yeah, that's shit. That'll be interesting, but I don't think. I think he's just in a fucked up position because he's gonna eventually have to see people. I just don't see him beat.
Well, who don't you see Virgil Ortiz beating right now? Give some names.
Shit, Spence, Crawford,
No, he ain't beating no damn
Ennis,
spin.
Porter, um,
Um,
Ugas.
uh, oh, you don't see him beating Ugas either?
I don't think he'll beat Ugas. Not right now.
Yeah, Ugas will be countering the shit out of that man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
Now, if Ugas don't got enough power to keep him off, maybe. But I think he got enough pop to keep him the fuck
Yeah,
up all of it.
yeah. And he can also dig deep sometime too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He showed me that before he got that dog in him.
Yep. 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 Um,
Definitely showed me that.
yep. He has. Um, the only guy I can really see Virgil Ortiz beating right now is Connor Ben.
Think he'll beat Conor Ben?
Yeah, I think so because they both have like similar styles to one another. So it would just be a matter of like a war of elimination if they were to fight.
Mm.
Yeah. I kind of see you got Connor Ben over Virgil Ortiz.
I ain't seen enough of Conor Ben like to say to give him that nine. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I ain't seen enough of him do it.
Yeah,
So
truthfully
I
speaking,
wouldn't even disrespect what I've seen from Virgil. and give
Yeah.
him that nod.
hmm Um.
I gotta see him fight somebody.
Well, the Virgil Ortiz fans will say that Juron Ennis ain't fighting nobody, but who wants to fight him when Boise Ennis, Juron Ennis's coach, father coach, has said that we're ready to fight Virgil right now. He can get this work right now. Um, Juron Ennis has said it's different over here. You know, he said that,
Hmm.
and yet there's no. You hear certain people say that he's avoiding Virgil Ortiz when it's actually the other way around. Jaron Ennis has said many times, I want to bring the old days back where prospects fought prospects. These were his words.
Yeah, yep, I heard that. I remember I seen that interview a couple days ago.
Yep.
He said, "You know what's
So
gonna happen on my end."
exactly. And his dad has even taken a step further and said, we train for guys like him. We train for guys like him. That's the perfect style for us. Come forward. That's it. I mean, what else is there to say?
Yeah, he pretty well letting you know, letting
Yeah,
you know what it
exactly.
is.
He's letting you know like it's not a big deal, you know? Um Now what do you think of Mr. Jojo Diaz n- that this
Devin
fight
Haney.
yeah, we that what did you think of the press conference first and foremost? Did you watch it?
Um, I watched a little bit.
Oh, okay. You watched a little bit of it?
Yeah, like I seen him going at it a little bit. I watched clips, but I honestly don't think JoJo got shit for Jeff. He gonna fight him. He gonna, you know what I'm saying? He
Try to
gonna.
rough him up, try to rough him
Hmm.
up.
Yeah, but it ain't gonna be enough.
Nah, he's gonna be walking into some shit. And I know this sounds far fetched, but I got Devin Haney stopping him actually.
I can see that. I can see that.
You know, these decafs think that Devin Haney has no power, but the reality is that when people don't give you when you're the type of fighter that takes what is given to you, you know, and still taking risks at the same time, you may not find that power, that knockout opportunity. But I think with Jojo Diaz just constantly coming forward, he's going to find that opportunity. Because when you look at Jorge Linares, when you look at Gamboa, they weren't trying to engage with him. He was
Yeah,
trying to press the action.
that's one thing I will say I like about JoJo though. He not scared to fight no fucking body.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. But guess what? He is afraid. Guess who he is afraid to fight?
Shakur, the
Vada
Jerry
Testa,
Rush.
man. No,
Oh,
Vada
oh
Testa.
yeah. That shit might fuck the fight up.
And that's what I'm saying. What do you think of that about this nigga prolonging Vada?
Yeah, that's like for what?
Yeah, if you're clean, you have nothing to hide. If you're a clean fighter, like what's the problem? What's the holdup?
They not
What's the
clean. That's
damn
what it
holdup?
is.
What's the holdup?
They
Why
be
are
wanting
you holding?
motherfuckers to think they clean, but we
What?
know.
Yeah, why are you holding up Vada? And that's another thing about Virgil Ortiz. He may be trying to get over to that camp to get juiced up to the gills too.
He could, and knowing they don't really be getting caught like that, especially if you one of them guys. If you know what I'm saying, if your name hold enough weight, this
Exactly.
shit can be this shit can go under the radar.
Exactly. I'm sorry, bro, but like many people don't think like many people think that he's not on the stuff. But I still think Canelo's juice to the gills because I mean he literally the reason why I think so, bro, is because it just seems like plant shots were just bouncing off that man. It seemed like it was like Teflon, bro.
Yeah, for real.
Although Plant wasn't sitting on anything, it just didn't seem like he was like really hurt at all. It didn't seem like he was really even affected. It just felt like he was being like slapped.
Yeah, it really just felt like he was literally walking through that shit, and it didn't matter what. Like it almost just
Exactly.
seemed programmed. Like shit, he was just programmed to walk through
Fact.
shots. It don't matter whatever. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter who was throwing this shit. He was gonna
Fact.
walk through them. He was gonna walk through them.
Facts. Facts, bro. So that's what I'm just saying. What the hell? Like, how is this man just like eating shit,
He was eating that shit too.
coming forward still, eating shit?
Yeah,
Um,
that shit is wild. Like when you just think of it like that, like wow.
well, it looks like Mr. Aram is going to protect um, his investment with Oscar Valdez because of
Yeah,
the
he not
simple
finna
fact.
stand in there with Shakur.
Nope. And the reason why is because if that Infinity Stone comes over this way, he may lose some loyalists, once that Infinity Stone comes over here, So that's why he doesn't want to do that.
Yeah, he don't want to make that move. I'd be
Definitely
surprised if
does.
we ever get that fight.
We won't get that fight. Oscar Valdez is full of cap saying that he wants to fight Shakur, send the contract and all that shit. He's full of cap.
He don't want
Oscar
nothing to do
Valdez
that,
would,
bro.
yeah, Oscar Valdez, man, he'll get circles boxed around him against Shakur and possibly stop too. Possibly stop, you know?
Yeah, he doesn't want anything to do with that guy. Trust me.
You know how
Like
he does.
it ain't. No, I don't give a fuck what nobody says. That
No, he
fight will
doesn't.
not happen.
No, I don't think it does happen, bro. Truthfully speaking, I don't think that fight happens anytime soon. Truthfully speaking. As a matter of fact, I think, I mean, Oscar Valdez moving up to 135, he shouldn't do that because he's going to have a lot more problems there, and he's already kind of like a small 130. So, yeah, I don't see the fight happening. You know,
They'll bully him at 135.
yeah, nah, he can't hang out with 135 guys. Definitely not.
Yeah, yeah. If I would dare, I would really be surprised if we ever seen them two in the ring together.
Yeah, me
I
too.
don't even think they'd go as far as putting them in the same ring together to act like they're gonna fight next. Like they wouldn't even do that.
Yeah, I don't think that will do that. I don't think that will do that.
I just don't see it. I just can't.
Now,
I
what do
can't
you
see
think
them
about
doing that.
what do you think about Anthony Joshua? It looks like it is official that dude is going to be training here for the Usyk rematch. What do you think of that?
I think that could go well for him. if 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 he got to listen and take in, like, you know what I'm saying, and take in what the trainer says, you know what I'm saying? Like, he gotta listen and have an open mind. He gotta understand, like, nigga, you came over here for a reason. So really pay attention to what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention to what's going on, pay attention to what I'm teaching you, because I ain't I mean,
Right.
yeah,
I'm not here for my health. I'm not here for my health.
exactly. And I'm here to help you. Like, you asked for my help for a reason, because you obviously need improvement in the area. Like, you need to improve in the area.
Right.
So don't like you said, don't waste my time. Don't
Right.
waste my time. I won't waste yours. You know what I'm saying? You give me your undivided attention. I'll give you the best knowledge I got.
Yep. I honestly think a good trainer for and many people wouldn't agree with me. But I honestly think a good trainer for him would be Floyd's father.
You think so?
Yeah, I think Floyd's father would get him right. I think Floyd's
I could
father
see
would
that.
have that. I think Floyd's father would have him throwing combinations on all cylinders, like doing some doing some stuff that he never thought he could do. Personally, that's just why I think so. I could be wrong, you know. I just don't think Ronnie Shields is the guy for him, you know.
Yeah, I could see why people would think that.
Yeah, I mean Ronnie Shields. I mean, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but he had like Fa Jogba. He lost Fa Jogba over some petty BS that he decided that he was not going to train him anymore. And then on top of that, he trained another guy who took an L as well, who was with, I think, Fa Jogba, you know, but he took an L. And when you look at Jamal Charlo's last fight against Montreal, he didn't look that good either. So I think that, Ronnie Shields wouldn't be good for Anthony Joshua, me personally.
Yeah, I mean, shit. I'm just anxious to see if I mean, I ain't even know. Yeah, I can't say that. I'm anxious to see if it's going to show that it's not a trainer thing and it's just maybe a him thing.
Oh yeah, like the instinct isn't there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Because that like a lot of times they think just changing the trainer is going to fix the problem, and it
Right,
don't
right,
necessarily work like that.
right. Now you're right. Some people do think that, the trainer change will make the difference, and sometimes that's not the problem. Yeah.
I'm anxious to see that though. Like, I will say that I am anxious to see what happens. Like, shit, because he might shit he might be missing a whole lot of shit just by, you know what I'm saying. He might learn a whole lot of shit just by training with somebody from out here.
Right, right.
I think the
I'm
one
trying.
thing, like the one thing, like just a little bit of fixing could make him a whole different fighter.
Right, the little details.
Exactly.
Now, what do you think of the Kamaru Usman Colby Covington fight?
That was. Usman is a bad motherfucker. Like, I don't even. I just watch him and just shit. I almost
It
know
was
what to
competitive
expect.
fight. It was competitive fight.
Definitely a competitive fight.
Yeah. Um, Usman has called out Canelo.
And
Um,
what setting?
Usman said he said, imagine the pound for pound king of boxing going against the pound for pound king of UFC, and I guess he's calling him out in a boxing match. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know, but Canelo, of course, has responded and said, "Oh, he wants a payday." You know, that's how Canelo has responded. Um, but when it comes to Jake Paul, Canelo has responded that you never know. This maybe can happen later on. Kind of weird to me, you know. Kind of weird to me. But I mean, who knows? Who knows? Trying to think of some other boxing news um that happened. I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, where do you think Plant goes from here? Where do you think Plant goes from here? You,
Yo,
you there?
yeah, I'm back. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, where do you think Plant goes from here though?
Um, what was the question again?
Where do you think Plant goes from here? Obviously he had the biggest fight of his life. He took a L in that fight, but I saw some pictures. It looked like he was recovered, and it looked like he was kind of chilling after the fight. Where do you think he goes?
Um, what's the name? One. Yeah. I think honestly, I probably want to see him fight. Shit, it's a few options out there. Shit, but a cool little like just bounce back fight that I
Yeah,
like to see is him and Darrell.
yeah. I don't think Darrell will want to fight him though.
No, he already said that. He already said if he lost that it was pointless to fight him.
Yeah. Oh. So Darrell even said that.
Yeah, he said that before the Canelo fight.
Oh shit. Well, yeah. That's how
Basically,
the
just
fight.
shutting down the thought. Just basically shutting down the idea of him fighting, him fighting him if he lost. Like almost in other words, he wanted to pay that.
Yeah, he wants
He
to
wanted the
cash
winner.
out.
He wanted the winner. You know what I'm
Yeah, he
saying? He knows
wanted to
damn well
cash
he's not
out.
gonna get a fight with Canelo.
Yeah, exactly. He wanted to cash out. He wants to cash out, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah, Darrell just wants to cash out. I understand.
he just wants to cash out.
Pretty much. Oh shit. Um, shit, man. I don't think Caleb Plant would entertain a fight with David Morrell because he would have even more problems than he did with Canelo.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Caleb got to figure out what the hell he gonna do about his punching power before he
Yeah,
really can. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, he,
he
he's
really
gonna
got to
have to.
think about that.
Yeah, he's gonna have to figure something out.
He needs
I
some
mean,
more time.
I know he calls himself Sweet Hands, but when you have a nigga like Erickson Lubin who calls his left hand Jack and his right hand Sledge,
Hammer,
this,
like Jack and Sledge, the hand. Like, come on now.
that means like, yeah, I'm not saying this in regards to him fighting. Like, Of course not. They're in different weight classes. But I'm just saying when a fighter calls one hand jack and then the other hand sledge, then you have to understand that he's in there
Yeah,
for
he has that name for a reason.
yeah, he has those names for a reason, you know. That's the
It
thing.
is not for play, not for play.
Yeah, so yeah, Caleb Plant may have to like I don't know, maybe his coach maybe needs to like maybe his coach maybe needs to get someone on the team that can help him with that issue. Maybe he needs to bring another guy to the team that can be like, okay, yeah, sit down on these shits. You got to sit down on these shits. Maybe he can bring someone in the team who can help him like know when to turn it on, know when to turn it off. Maybe he can add to his team, not necessarily get rid of his coach, but add to that team. You still there? You still there? Hmm. I guess he let me see. I guess he's not here. Okay, here we go. Let me add him to the stream. All right, you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, cool. No, what I was saying is that maybe add someone to his team to help him with that punching power.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like that's something I consider doing.
Like maybe he can ask someone who can like bring that out of him so he can have that, you know?
Hmm. He
Because
he he, he definitely got to get with somebody.
yeah, because maybe his coach right now can cover like the boxing, you know what I mean? Cover the boxing, the fundamentals and stuff like that. But then the punching power, like to develop that, maybe he needs to bring like someone else in.
Yeah, because I mean, it's he got to have some power. Like I mean, shit, I can't say it no other way. He got to have some power. He has to have some power. He can't just keep thinking he gonna make get by with what he got. Like he got to have some power.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing about it. Um, it doesn't even have to be like one hit knockout power. It just has to be power enough where you know you can like hurt someone. It
Yeah,
doesn't have
you just
it doesn't have to be one hit knockout power.
you just gotta let me give them something to where they like, okay, shit, I can't get hit with this like just any type of which way. I gotta be cautious about taking these shots.
Right, right, right. Exactly right. Um, do you do you see trying to think Canelo said he's not fighting until May. He's saying he needs a rest or whatever the case may be. Um, but considering that he's been more of the active fighter, if Charlo was to get the Canelo fight, it would favor Canelo because he's been more active. Charlo last time he fought, I don't even remember.
Yeah, I don't know. Shit. It was the Castano fight, right?
Not the big Charlo. It was Montreal. It
Oh, so
was
that
that
was
guy.
Montreal.
Yeah, it was Montreal. Yeah.
So yeah, oh, that's a lot more than likely would favor Canelo.
Yeah,
You
because he
can't
can.
have no long inactivity.
Right, right. You can't.
Might
You
even been
can't.
smart for Caleb to maybe take another fight before that one.
You know what? Honestly, that may be a fight to make.
Charlo and Caleb,
Yeah. I mean,
they
shit.
already
Why
said
not?
they see each other.
Well,
They already had a little exchange after the win.
oh, that you know, but I don't know if it's likely they'll see each other now because of the simple fact that um I think Jamal was banking on getting the winner of the of that fight of the
Uh,
so I don't think he wants to see him at this point, since he lost the fight. Because you know how Charlo is. He was like, you know what he'll say, right? Because he said it about Benavidez. He said, there'll be nothing for me to gain out of fighting this guy. You remember he said that?
hmm.
So it'll be the same thing with Caleb Plant. It'll be like, there's nothing to gain from me fighting him, you know?
Still fighting shit. You still gotta prove yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, even the the brothers sounded awfully unsure about fighting Castano again when asked about Castano. He sounded unsure, you know.
Yeah.
If you were sure, no, if you were sure, you would have been like, hell yeah, I want the rematch. We got unfinished business.
Yeah,
If
you
you were
would be
sure,
eager to show, you know what I'm saying? Like you really
yeah, that you're numero uno.
you
But
seem
you know,
too you
those
seem too content with what he did, which isn't much.
exactly. No, it wasn't much. Food was getting mixed, you know. Dude was
Yeah,
getting
so
mixed.
I think it's gonna be interesting to see what fights get made now, though.
Yeah, for the next year, since we're closing up on this year, it'll be interesting to see what gets made. You know, it'll be very interesting.
Yeah,
Yep. Um, but it's cool though. I mean, of course I wanted Caleb Plant to win, but I mean, but aren't all Canelo fights like that? That you'll be outboxing Canelo, but not winning on the scorecards,
which
only
is
to
crazy.
like get caught at the end. Aren't most Canelo fights like that?
Yeah, that shit is crazy to me.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. I don't
Like
know
how
if
the
Amir
fuck?
Khan. I don't know if Amir Khan was up on the scorecards before he got caught, but he was
But he should
outboxing
have
Canelo.
been.
Yeah,
If he wasn't, he damn sure should have been.
yeah, because he was outboxing Canelo. And granted, he came up from a higher weight class too, or a lower weight class in fought Canelo. He came up from a lower weight class, you know. And then Billy Joe Saunders, I think one judge had or one commentator had him up. I'm not quite sure, you know.
Yeah, that's I don't understand that shit. How you could be
Yeah,
outboxing somebody and still be down on the guard.
yeah, exactly. Well, Trout was outboxing Canelo, and he was still down on the carbs. You know,
Shit is crazy. It's like
it,
you really up
it,
against the
in
judges on him.
yeah, and in reality, that fight should have been a tie against Austin Trout.
You think so?
He,
He did get that knockdown though.
yeah, he got the knockdown, which may have edged it a little bit, but still, Austin Trout was like kind of like outboxing him too, of course. Erislandy Lara, we know what he did. You know,
Yeah,
made that fool miss a lot. But I guess
it's just
it is what it is, man. I guess he needs to
yeah.
fight David Benavidez. Um, I think he should set on the title shot. I don't think he'll fight Caleb Plant, although there's bad blood between the two. I don't know
I think they gonna
Benavidez.
fight.
Yeah, they may, you know, they may. Um,
He got to
the
get powered up.
boxing, the unfortunate thing is the boxing media is calling for Canelo Triple G3, but at this
I don't
point,
know
it's like,
why.
okay, it's like at this point, what's the point? Because he'll have to move up and weight and do all this other stuff. He'll have to move to 168, basically.
Yeah, see, that's too much.
Because Canelo can't make 160 anymore.
Nah, that shit is out.
Yeah, that's out the door. He can't make 160.
That's out, out. Like
Yup,
you forget that
yup,
shit.
yup, 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 yup. Any other news or any other thing?
Um, no, really, just shit. I mean, just waiting for these next fights now. Just
Yeah,
waiting,
pretty
waiting
much.
for the weeks to pass, and then that's what I'm saying. Talk about these next fights. That's when it happen.
Yeah, the crazy thing is, man, because I ride hard for my folks and stuff like that. I just renewed my DAZN subscription. At first, I had it on like suspended because I'm like, oh, well, they're not giving me any like good fights, so I suspended it. So now that the Devin Haney fight and the Andre fight are going to be on there, I decided to just get it again.
No, I feel that.
Yeah, but yeah,
I've
I
never
mean, we're
been
gonna
tuned into that, so I'm ready.
yeah, because sometimes it'd be hard to stream that shit. Sometimes, yeah,
Yeah,
and
for real. A
sometimes it'd
lot
be
of the
true.
times I've seen this shit.
Yeah, sometimes that should be hard to do. Sometimes,
Yeah, when you don't
but
you feel like dealing with the buffering or that shit gets annoying.
right, right. But I'm gonna wrap it up. Um, just a quick Sunday thing, but same time, same next weekend will be Saturday because we got Showtime Sean Porter and Terrence Crawford this Saturday, right?
I think it's next Saturday.
Oh, it's next
Not
Saturday.
yeah, it's the 20th.
Oh, okay, it's the 20th. Okay, well, we'll still be back on Saturday because I'm pretty sure there'll be some news that is
Benavidez
gonna.
fight that day.
Yeah, we can talk about that, and we can talk and see. I don't know if the guy stands a chance with him, but we can
Probably
definitely
not, but
see.
shit, David might call out Canelo. Just
Yeah, exactly.
interesting to see.
Yeah, maybe
We should
interesting.
see.
Yeah, just to see. Yeah, but yeah, man.
Yep, I'm down.
Thanks for coming on, man, and giving your perspective on what transpired last night, man.
Yeah, it's all good. You know, already know. Anytime. Be
Yep.
back next weekend with it to talk about more.
We can talk about it more next week, and hopefully what I'm gonna try to do is get some more guests on here so I can like so we can really exchange ideas and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm
Yep,
with it.
yep, definitely. But anyhow, man, thanks for coming on, and we back here on Saturday.
Yep, it's all good.
All right, take it easy. Have a good night.
Yes, sir. You too, man. Have a safe week.
Definitely. Same to you.
All right, Willie.
All right.
All right.